got quite a bit going on back here,
A little busy?
A little bit, but I think it's like finally looks. It doesn't look incomplete now.
Do you think it's always looked incomplete?
I feel like
The set was always such a
like
work
before
in
we put
progress?
this, it was a lot of white space,
Yeah, that was the big issue.
and white ain't right.
Okay.
So yeah, it definitely helped to close some of the emptiness, And now I don't know. I don't know if there's too much going on or not.
You just keep adding too much.
Well, now you put that toilet paper roll there, threw us over the edge.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
know?
hold on. Watch
Oh, that's better.
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we back now.
Yep.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Louis Anderson.
Yes.
That was who we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
He Bobby's World was regularly on in our.
That's where Howie Mandel was like, for some reason, the narrator, or the guy who talked.
Yeah, he was whatever he would be considered at the time, I guess. But
Yeah.
obviously there's a lot more to Louis Anderson's catalog than
Oh
Bobby's
yeah, of
World.
course. But no, he was. I mean, he's the guy that he played in Coming to America.
Yep.
He was the cashier at the McDowell's.
Yeah.
They've got the golden arches. We got the golden arch. Fucking, that's hilarious. Hey man, do me a favor, get rid of this. And he threw the milkshake at him, and it just exploded. Can you imagine being a prince, just taking it like, oh, one day I'm gonna fuck your bitch? That's what his goal was, right? Like, ultimately, if we really want to get down to like the brass tacks, which I still have no idea what that means. Why the brass tacks? Why are the brass tacks like the meat and potatoes? What is the meat and potatoes? All I know is, all right, we're gonna keep going down here.
Everything is a.
But that's really
Rabbit
what that was about. He came to find a bride, liked her, but she was with somebody. The guy treated him like shit. So the whole time was basically him plotting to fuck his bitch.
I feel like he honestly wasted his time
With old girl? With Lisa?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
He's a prince?
You're a prince, and you came and you put up with a lot of bull. I mean, I understand, like, hey,
Well, they were gonna.
I'm living the prince life and the royal life. I want to like have a real life experience. That's cool. Go work a shitty 9 to 5 and live like the common folk for a while. But like honestly, you could have.
If you're the prince, who am I?
I would have jumped on TV and been like, I am a prince, and I am here looking for some pussy.
Well, remember that if he got married in Africa, it was that bitch that kept bouncing on one foot, barking like a dog.
He went on
which I
Rumspringa
guess
is
is
what he
cool. However, I don't know that I would be okay with that forever. I'd be like,
No.
bitch, this is annoying. You don't have any kind of personality. I think it was important for him to go find Lisa from McDowell's.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have spent so much time and energy on it. Is all I'm saying.
Oh no, I would have been doing pretty quick.
I'd have been living like Arsenio. I'd have been.
Arsenio is hilarious in that.
I'd have had.
That's why I said he told him if you're the prince, who am I?
Yeah, I'd have definitely would have had a ball out there instead of trying to grovel for this bitch's attention. Nah, I'm straight. It could have been a lot easier. Is all I'm saying.
I've been watching.
We got completely off the topic of Louis Anderson.
Yeah. So, but thank you, Louis Anderson, for a great career.
All the contributions to
Yeah.
all the things that made me laugh my life.
Thank you very much, and
Yes.
rest in peace.
Yes, indeed.
Any more deaths that we need to report on
I mean,
before we get off the topic of death?
it's clearly not our genre, but Meatloaf also passed away.
Is that's a singer, right?
Yes, that's why I said genre.
Didn't
I was
people
going with
make fun, like not to like, but people used to like make fun of the his name, right? Or
Well, I mean, I
his
think
music,
so.
or
But he had heavyweight rocks.
yo,
superstar.
I'm not making fun of anybody who's named after like my favorite dish ever.
He, so he was loved by millions for his "Bat Out of Hell" album, and for such theatrical, dark-hearted anthems as "Paradise by the Dashboard Light," "2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad," and "I Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That." There you go.
Yo, that song. Can we just talk about that?
I
for a
love that
second?
shit. That shit is great. I was just having this conversation with somebody, and there's that commercial, and it's like, I would
I
do
would
it.
do
It's like, but I won't do that or that or that. I'm like, that's me, man.
So if you don't know what so that song is hilarious. But what is he saying? What is he saying he won't do?
um, I never went super in depth thinking about it,
Right,
to be
because
honest.
but I mean, when we detail, we like to listen to old '80s songs and think about the lyrics today and how they come off.
It's probably like his girl gave him some like dumbass shit that she wanted him to do, and he was like, "Listen, I love you, but no."
I'm not going
Maybe
to
she
your.
was,
I'm not gonna like take your my in-laws in, like fuck your parents or something like that.
or maybe she was trying to bring an additional dick in the room. And he's
I
like,
won't do that
"Well, I
either.
love you, no,
I won't do that.
nah, hell no."
So speaking
No.
of like '80s and the way things were like taken back then, right?
Mhm.
Uh, I think it's a '90s movie, but Vivi was watching. We watched The Matrix yesterday,
Mhm.
right? She hadn't watched it in some
It's
time.
not 80s for sure.
No. Well, so we watched that, which was pretty cool. Watching The Matrix,
Yeah.
today with all that's going on, technology and all that shit, it's kind of weird. You're
People
like,
popping pills.
also, it's a little bit more cheesy than I remember it being.
It is for
You
sure.
know, yes, it's cool when he's fighting the guy and he puts his hand behind his back. He's like, dot, 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 dot.
I'll tell you, the best thing that came from the Matrix was the video games. I don't know if you remember them,
I
but the
don't,
video games are actually fucking
I
fun.
don't remember him. But after that, she turned on a movie that her coworker told her was like a really good movie she enjoyed. It was an older movie. It's called The Professional. You remember this movie? It's like the guy's the killer.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. And I don't think you'll understand. Like, you wouldn't be able to guess why it's weird had you not watched it
Although I
recently.
tell you this, when I hear the title, "The Professional," I only think of DMX.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, anyway. So it's not weird for what you would think. Like, unless you're like, well, what's he a professional at? He's an assassin, right? But it's weird because he helps save a little girl who's like 15 in it, I think, or something like that. But they have this like weird relationship. She's like in love with him, right? He's an older guy. He's like he never like there's no like ever weird uh actions between them. But the way
That's
that
good.
they filmed it was weird. I was like, it's like a French movie or an Italian movie, some shit like that.
Mm.
Um, like she's like, I am in love with you. He's like acting like he doesn't know how to react to it. Like, you should know. Just tell this little bitch to be quiet and go fucking play with some food, some toys or some shit. But like, it was just
What are you doing?
weird.
Pineapple Express is like,
It
oh
was
no,
weird.
I
Like,
messed up.
like even the camera, the way it shot shit was like this was a relationship between adults and not a fucking teenager and this guy who's like an assassin. It was weird. He never like. It was just if you've watched The Professional, you'll get what I'm saying. It's a weird, awkward movie to watch. His murders are dope. I thought that was fun, but the other
The
part
only
of
reason
it,
why I ever really watch movies
the other
like that.
part of it's just a little bit like, what's going on here? Who's filming this, and why they write it like this? It's just a little weird.
I don't like that. Whenever there's like a good action movie, right? And it's just like mega
They
death,
ruin it with
like the
like a love
Punisher or some
story.
shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well,
Get
the
out of
Punisher,
here.
I think, requires the love story to become the Punisher.
Well, that's true. It's true. But like, there's always like a love interest somewhere.
John Wick also has to become John Wick. I think as long as you keep the love story,
But John
away,
Wick, what I like about John Wick is his real anger came from his dog.
well,
Like, you motherfuckers murdered my dog.
Well, I think they killed his. Well, that was the icing on the cake.
Look what they did to my pedal. You know, don't do that to my dog.
What did you do to our dog? Eh? So yeah, I think that was the icing on the cake. I don't believe that his wife's murder has nothing to do with how he became John Wick.
Yeah, but would he have snapped?
But
as
also,
hard?
but think about all the movies, right? Like,
You got to be a cold-hearted motherfucker.
so
to just come and
Punisher,
kill somebody's dog.
they
anyway.
they kill his wife in Punisher. They kill his wife and dog in John Wick. In
I'm just saying,
what's
man.
the movie with Vin Diesel and Lorenz Tate? You know what I'm talking about, right? Where they're like the detectives and they kill his wife.
Yeah. I don't remember what the name is.
If you look it up for me, I'd appreciate that. Just look up Vin Diesel, Lorenz Tate.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I think I don't like when they add a love story after. I think after you're cold-hearted, you should just not love in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Usually when you see somebody,
Oh, a man apart.
a man apart, yes, they ripped him apart literally when they killed his wife.
He looks real mad.
Oh, and did they almost kill him? And then he wakes up.
Yeah.
Again, fucking Steven Seagal, hard to kill. They killed his family. He went into fucking a coma for 7 years. He didn't forget. He got up and he went and killed everybody. It's
true.
That's one of my favorite Steven Seagal movies. It's like, oh, they killed his people. Oh shit, he's in a coma for 7 years. Is this how the movie ends? No. And then he gets up and it's like literally back to action and shit.
I mean, you got your Rambos and you got your Desperados.
I think a Rambo is more of a psychotic because the military made me.
Yeah,
this
but
way
no,
guy.
Because there's also.
Who do you love?
Well, I don't know. Did you watch the most recent one?
I think he doesn't love anything.
He goes to protect his family.
He has
Really,
a family?
Yeah.
They've never talked about that in any of the Rambos.
In the most recent Rambo, he has a family.
That's fucking nuts.
It wasn't a great movie, but
Okay, so but like they do need to like kill your family or something before you become.
but you just said right now in Rambo it wasn't the case. The originals. You
Well,
know?
we're talking. What are we talking about? Some guy who? Well, I think the only other acceptable
Tropic Thunder.
the only other acceptable alternative.
Inglorious Bastards, huh? That was good.
There's
There was a love
You
theme
see,
there too.
What
Though.
you're missing out on, what you're not letting me say, is the only other alternative is war-related killing.
That's fine with me. It's better that way.
Yeah, I get it.
Or like
But
Mortal Kombat.
I just don't think
For some reason, there's an Elder Realm, and it's making you host this tournament in order to really have supremacy of your current realm. I don't know.
you're just getting real nerdy right there. I lost track of you there. I don't, and I loved Mortal Kombat, but
Well, that's the idea of it, though.
anyway. So
It's on the 12th game, for crying out loud.
I haven't played the 12th game. I played number 10. That was the last one I played.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, I think so John Wick doesn't love bitches after he becomes John Wick.
No,
right?
there's a love interest, though, isn't there?
No, there isn't. Not that I remember.
think you're wrong.
Who the hell's he love?
I don't know, but I
Another
think you're wrong.
dog?
A dog. See, that's the thing. That's why like dogs are so pure of heart. For you to go in there and kill somebody's dog,
Dogs are
you deserve to come
easily
and get
the
murdered
most
after that.
pure-hearted thing on the planet. I refuse for anybody to tell me otherwise.
In Shooter,
Maybe sloths.
at the end of Shooter,
Maybe sloths.
remember he was getting
Sloths
even
are
with everybody.
Pretty dope.
He was like, they killed my dog.
Who said that?
In Shooter with Mark Wahlberg,
Oh yeah,
they killed his dog, and he went and got revenge. Listen, man,
that
there's
dog was
there's
dope,
no
dude.
stronger
He was
love.
like, "That was a good dog."
Just did you see the pain in Will Smith's face in I Am Legend when he had to kill his dog because he turned?
Oh.
Like nothing will give you that feeling.
No, man. Dogs are so people don't give them the respect they deserve. I understand when people don't like when people compare dogs to children. I get it. However,
No, I don't.
I also would like to say that there's a few things that are neglected to be spoken about or even acknowledged by those who have children who think that dogs aren't like children. Though they aren't a human being. And yes, they don't live till a certain crazy number of years.
I would
compared to
prefer if they did.
Right. Agreed. Dogs never learn English, so you never speak to them. You just got to reason with
Not
them.
100% true. It's like
Huskies do kind of know English.
think about that Jay-Z line. I'm like a dog. I never speak, but I understand. They
Well,
know, but they
understand,
can't
yes,
speak
yes.
back to you.
But what I'm
That's the
saying
problem.
is a child can.
Where my dog's at, whoa. My soldier's at, whoa.
Children eventually learn to shit on the shitter. Dogs always just either want to shit outside or they're going to shit inside. I mean,
And let me tell you, all right, we've been lucky. Obviously, Stax had some spite in his heart.
Stax was a spiteful dog.
But this dog never will shit in the house.
Good.
He's like really good about it.
You
You
see
know?
that?
They know.
Your kids will shit in,
understands.
shit in your house.
Your kids will shit
Given
right in your house.
Given it's in a toilet, but they still do it.
Not necessarily.
I don't know. about
Eventually, it's in a toilet.
That's what I'm getting at. But you're making my argument less solid by saying these things
How?
because you're making it seem like having children is harder than having a dog because the children just shit in diapers and you got to clean it up.
No, having a child is worse than having a dog.
What if you put diapers on dogs?
Dogs are very low maintenance.
They do have dog diapers, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
They have
But
diapers for pretty
they
much
do
everything
because
nowadays, don't they? I mean, old people.
there's unfortunate
Babies.
times when certain dogs have certain illnesses which require them to They're incontinent and they need to have. It's all sad. I don't want to get into all that.
They're
shit.
in what continent?
In incontinent. they have
Which continent
dog,
did they go
doggy
to?
depends, you know.
Oh, I was like, well, incontinent. Which one?
Stupid. But yeah. So, rest in peace to Louis Anderson and Meatloaf. That's the bottom line there. However, we got around to whatever we were just talking about. On a brighter note, there's a potential. Well, I guess Kanye kind of made left the door open for interpretation, but potentially another Kim K sex tape out there somewhere.
Okay, so I'd like to talk about Kanye's actions as of late, right? So
I don't like to spend too much time on his
I
Kanye's,
read
but-
something that said that he's also now trying to spread rumors that Pete Davidson has AIDS.
The fuck, man.
You know what that sounds like? It's like, okay, so think about it this way, right? Like maybe there's a guy and a girl, right? They're friends. The guy likes the girl, right? The girl meets a guy that the guy knows at a party. There's other people there. And she seems to like him, right? So he walks away. She's like, "Oh, he's cute." And the guy's like, "Yep, too bad he's got AIDS." Right? Like, too bad he's got the clap. Too bad something's happening that's going to make him less attractive to you for me, right? That seems like what Kanye's doing. However,
I think it's like,
he's
back in
failing-
'85, the
he's
great Charlie Rich
failing.
won Country Album of the Year. Then in '86, he had to turn the award over to the new winner. Can you guess who that was?
Mr. Sunshine on my goddamn face, John Denver.
That's Kanye.
I think Kanye's
John Denver.
failing to realize like the error in his tactics, right? So you probably should have came up with that tactic before they started getting together. Like maybe because I know they broke up early last year. I saw a video of Pete Davidson and Kim on SNL where they did like some magic carpet ride and they gave each other a kiss. That's where Kanye needed to pop in, like, he's got AIDS, right? Like that's the opportune time. That's the one before they fucked, before they've seen each other's genitalia, right?
Yeah, you can't get in there and say it now.
That's where like Kanye should have sent a text as soon as that happened, like, too bad he's got AIDS, right? Like that's where. And AIDS isn't a funny subject, but the fact that Kanye said that Pete Davidson does have AIDS when he probably doesn't, I don't know.
Oh my God.
That's funny to me.
Some Kanye, man. That
Kanye's
guy's-
he's acting out of desperation now. He just really is.
He's like, no, you don't want to be with him. That guy's got AIDS.
But it just seems like everything he's doing is like literally doing the opposite of what he would like. They seem to be like super into each other, which is pretty cool.
But he also has a new woman that he's seeing who basically said that she's like the greatest makeup artist she's ever had or some shit.
Yeah, like that's hilarious that Kanye's the makeup artist.
Yeah.
Through this, I've actually become a fan of Pete Davidson, right? Like because I've watched like some of his stand up.
Because Kanye is ridiculous now. Pete
He's
Davidson
pushing
is
people
better.
to like Pete Davidson. No, he's pretty funny, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like his stand up is pretty funny.
I didn't even know he had stand up. I don't mind him on SNL. I mean,
Yeah, he's actually. Did you see the where they were the rap artists?
Yeah.
The one I sent you, like, I hate you, mom and dad. Like, dude, it's fucking really funny. Like some of the shit he does. So Kanye is definitely losing this battle. I think he's lost Kim. What's gonna be even more hilarious is if Kim and Pete Davidson like fucking have a kid.
They're gonna end up getting married because Kim wants to be married to
What would
everybody.
be funny is if she actually has his kid. Because didn't she only get pregnant once and then's like, no, Kanye, surrogate from now on. What if she has Pete Davidson's is like, no, I want to bear his child.
I think they're gonna.
Kanye might actually kill Pete Davidson.
I think they're gonna get married probably.
That would be hilarious.
Well,
too.
think about Kim. I mean,
A
she likes to
whole
marry everybody.
album would be
The
dedicated
only
to
person-
Pete Davidson. I want that album.
The only person that Kim publicly has been known to fuck but has not married is Ray J, and there's a tape out there, so he has
I
that.
saw something that said he's like, this has to stop. Like all of these accusations of fucking tapes.
That shit's hilarious, but also just messy as hell. I don't know. And then there's that movie with Seth Rogen coming out about the Pam and Tommy Lee sex tape.
Oh yeah.
That shit looks like it's gonna be entertaining, but fucking.
You ever see that?
How can
tape?
Seth Rogen make himself look like the most ridiculous? He looks like he's like the dirtiest scumbag sometimes, man.
Have you ever seen that sex tape?
I don't think I've watched it all the way through, but I've seen like a snippet.
They were on a boat.
What's
We're on a boat.
I don't know, man. I don't know if that was her. Let me go back in by myself.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about Kanye. I had something else that was on my mind before we started talking about Kanye's weird ass antics.
Yeah.
The guy, like, somehow, some way, he got Oh, that's what I want to talk about. Those stupid boots, the Yeezy boots.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the picture of Fat Joe?
No.
There's a picture of Look up Fat Joe Yeezy boots. It's
You
gonna
when
be.
you tell me to look shit up.
I promise you, it's the first.
Throw
thing
my phone at your head.
The first thing you're gonna see. It's really funny. The boots look like moon boots. People keep digitally imposing him in other pictures, which make it really hilarious. Like,
Fat Joe Yeezy boots are one of the first things that like.
oh yeah, it's gonna pop up right now.
Did you see this?
Yeah, like he's in a Yeezy boot. It's really funny, man. I don't know why people like some of the shit that Kanye's like fashion sense, to be honest with you, is
But I mean, this whole
fucking-
outfit looks stupid when you think
Yeah,
about
I know, but the boots.
I don't know what Fat Joe's
The
doing.
boots don't even look
altogether
like
here.
they got a front. You know what I mean? It looks like there's just like a straight.
They look
like
like
a paper bag.
Yeah, I don't know. They're ugly. They look like astronaut boots.
Kanye's whole line is pretty fucking ugly to me. There are some sneakers I like. I like the Wave Runners. I want to get a pair of those actually, but everything else, the fucking the trash bag looking bubble coat, like that shit looks terrible, and it's the way it fits looks stupid, right?
His whole line looks ridiculous to me, and
Everything the whole style now is like you wear a jacket that like barely covers your belly, right? And then you wear a shirt that's like 4 times longer than that. So now that's the style. Wear like boot cut flooded pants now, which is a thing. It's really hilarious. I just don't get where fashion's going. I'm not taking that street.
I usually don't follow the fashion trends. You know,
No, not at all.
sneakers, but like the ones that everybody likes, not the fucking Yeezy. God knows what the hell he did. Again, I only really care for the Red Octobers as far as Yeezys go. Anyway,
Those are so expensive.
they're so expensive. I'll never have a pair,
Bro,
but
I can't-
it's the only one I really like.
This nose is leaky.
Yeah, man.
If you're watching, I apologize. I don't think you've heard me blow noses, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really heard it too much I'm in the same room as you, so I've heard it because of that. But you know, yeah, I don't know. People go crazy over. The only reason why Kanye's clothing and apparel shit is as big as it is because everybody's a fucking hype beast now, and they're like, oh, even if it's ugly and I never want to wear it, I can take it and sell it for triple the amount. It's just that's the nature of the world that we live in.
So I have these boots in my work truck, right?
Boots and pets.
They're
boots
like
and pets.
big rubbery boots, big opening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you put them on, they're like that big, right? They're up to about here. I wear them in like
Like rain boots.
if
Or
it's
something.
raining or you got to wade through things, that are a little bit higher in water. So I don't really wear them often.
What are them-
But in this,
What are them,
in-
you got some Uggs.
in these
Ugg boots?
scenarios, is when I would wear those boots. Now, what's happened is Kanye found them in somebody's work truck, and he started to wear them everywhere he goes. They look like big rubbery rain boots. Like he looks like he's wearing the boots that electricians wear so they don't get electrocuted while they're stepping around someplace that might be live.
The irony
You know what
is-
I'm talking about, right? Like the big electrician boots.
Yeah.
Why does he wear these?
The irony is he literally said, I'll never rock a mink coat in the wintertime like Killer Cam or rock some mink boots in the summertime like Will I Am. But he's wearing things that
But they're
he
not
would
mink-
be better off wearing mink
his
boots.
credit, they're not
but
mink
he might as
boots.
well. It'd
Yeah,
be better.
probably.
It'd probably be better.
Everything he wears makes me think like
I'm not gonna be fair with Kanye. It's ridiculous, this man.
he
I've
is quite
tried to give
ridiculous.
him like slack for the last 12 years. And listen, you know who you were talking about before? He said, "Oh, I was never a backpacker. I just had to sell it that way." You were what you were.
Yeah.
You can't not be it. You were already. That's what
Right.
people. That's how you were. You were
pretty
sold that way. I don't know. Something wrong with Kanye, and it makes me so mad when people who are of the minority that represent Chicago that are just jackasses. He could have been so much more. Like I was listening to Watch the Throne the other day, and I'm like, what happened? Like, where did things go wrong? You took the wrong turn at the fork in the road.
The
and-
wrong turn.
It- yeah. Gave him 20 million without blinking. Gave me 20 minutes on stage. Fuck, was he thinking? There's
Yes. So,
a lot of outrage with Kanye right now.
yeah, what are you going to do? So, right now, I am currently on this try to be healthy thing, right? Like, it's not the easiest thing to eat healthy all the time. So I don't always, but I try to implement things in my diet now that are. Elderberry is new, I told you earlier. But I just started that today. That was the first time I ever did it. Like, I was like, all right, BB had some. I said, let's give it a shot.
So
Let's give it
usually
a
when you refer to elders, it's because they've been here longer than everything else.
Is this some berries from elders?
So it's like the oldest berries.
Well, if they're older, they're
Older the berries, sweeter the juice.
so you know how Facebook gives that like the Facebook memories and whatnot.
Yeah.
I was just reading something the other day talking about the same conversation we just literally had.
The older the berry.
Yeah, the older berry. Like, I swear to God, we had the same interaction.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just talking to somebody about how, like, the Facebook memories will pop up from just a couple years ago, and I'll forget, dude, that it's 2022 already. I still feel like it's 2020.
Yeah.
Like,
That's usually how it goes, you know?
I feel like I just feel like the pandemic kind of just made everything seem like the same year.
I mean, I always just remember as a kid in school, like, once the new year started, trying to remember to put the right year at the end of the date.
Still to
you
this
know?
day, I do that. Like, I've been like putting 2021 the last 3 weeks. What the fuck?
This year, actually, I've been pretty decent about not doing that, but I also don't have to put the date on things that often. You know?
How often are you? Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I write the date like a lot throughout the day.
Well, here, let's go back to your health kick.
Okay.
Well, you were talking about it.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just trying to like. I honestly, I've been trying to drink more water, but like I said earlier in the podcast, with more water comes more visits to the bathroom, more shakes,
Yeah.
more shoulder shaking, more potential for the people to think I'm doing something incorrect.
So, have you been noticing like a difference in the way you feel?
To
Anything
some
like
extent.
that? How
yeah.
long have you been on this particular health kick?
Well, I've been trying to implement more and more throughout the year. Like, actually, through like since November.
So you want it to be stationary?
Since like
going
November,
forward.
I've been trying to like implement more and more and try to just do more to, multivitamins and take supplements that you might need and more holistic shit. Just because, why not?
It's true. It's true.
It helps. It helps. Why not?
It's funny you say that. You know, like I was thinking the other day in our household, there's been a lot of like, you don't get really like tattoos in the world, because if God wanted you to have tattoos, he would, all that type of
He
shit.
give you tattoos.
So I'm
Can
like-
you imagine if you just you're born with like a sleeve? Like, God really thinks I'm gonna be a sleaze bag or some shit. Like,
Like an infant.
and then imagine if God gives you different quality of tattoos. Like, you get like jailhouse tattoos, or you can get like really good
Yeah, World War II anchor tattoos.
right, like fucking Popeye shit, or like you get like really good fine line, perfect tattoos, and then like as you get older, you're just like, oh, so that's what's like that's how you stereotype people. God gave you those.
Well, I just thought that was like comparable, because if you talk about the holistic approach, right, and trying to do things more naturally and it's just better for your body, modern medicine would also fit into that category of tattoos then, right? Because like now you're talking about taking extractions from natural substances and making them synthetic to help cure you. Just, I mean, it feels like they're along the same lines of fake, and your body should not be accepting of those. Like, if you're gonna talk about one, you should talk about the other. You know?
I mean, that's probably true.
I don't know.
I'm just now stuck on the idea that God gives people tattoos.
Sometimes outrage comes to me, and
I
Since-
was in a rage.
since I've quit smoking, right, and it's like it's hard to, once I start to go down a road of like bad mood. That's it. I'm like in a fucking
Still?
angry mood, and it just
Like right now, today, that would be a
no, like I'm fine right today, but I mean, like, there's, for instance, on Thursday maybe I was
like
working
2 days ago.
Yeah, I was working, and I was like, whatever, something got to me, and it just like everything all of a sudden was snowballing, and I can feel my blood pressure raising. I'm like getting itchy, and I'm like, fuck, man, your eye starts twitching and shit. I was like, man, I need an outlet. I was like, if this was the case at work in prior times, obviously before this month, I'd like, all right, cool, man. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette, like whatever. I'm pissed off, and I can like kind of vent it out and smoke through it, whatever. Now I'm like, all right, so that was my outlet when I was a cigarette smoker. It's weird to identify otherwise now, but it's like, what do I do in those times that
Get like a stabby board.
no, I think that's too violent. I gotta find like
It's a snow. That's like the second to last conversation between you before you're like, yo, I think I'm a serial murderer.
yeah, you gotta like you gotta find something that brings your mood down to a more even keeled.
How the highs, man?
Man, would you go to weed college?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You need something to like appease the high anxiety that may be like simmered by a cigarette.
And not necessarily anxiety. It's just like it's a mood suppressant in a way, right? Same way it's like an appetite suppressant. Same way it's like it's a mental game in a way, and I can obviously get through like a moody day without having to have a cigarette, but like at the long period of my life, it's been like all right, cool, man. If I'm in a bad mood, like I need to go calm down for a minute. I go and smoke a cigarette, and it's just been the way to deal with things. So now it's like, all right, that's gone.
Now I find myself beating off.
Like, damn, what else do I do? Yeah,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
So that's kind of been my struggle. Like, how do I redirect that energy now that the coping mechanism I used to use?
Well, how
is
do other
gone?
smokers do it? What's the research told you?
I don't research. I haven't took the approach that most smokers have taken when quitting. Like they usually, the cold turkey thing is usually probably a lot harder for most people.
I like cold turkey on my sandwich though.
It's true, but I also like the bread and cheese to be hot and melted, and then I put the turkey on afterwards.
I mean,
It's like that hot, cold. But yeah, I haven't really looked at too many other people's approach for it because vape pens have not been a thing for me. Nicorette gum and patches have not been a thing for me.
The idea that a patch that you put on your fucking body is just going to stop you from like, what is that? Like nicotine gets into your blood from there?
Yeah, I don't really like that either. You know?
The hell? What's in the adhesive? What's going on?
I don't
Does it dissolve?
I don't know. I don't think so.
How long does a patch last? Do you know?
No, because I
Are there
use
bigger patches?
because
small
I have
patches?
opted to take other routes, my friend.
I like much like a diaper. I don't have the ability to go to the bathroom right for a while. But what if I don't have the ability to? I don't want to change these out. What do I just slap a big ass like patch on my ass or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know how it all works, to be honest with you. All I know is I decided that was not going to be the route for me. I don't know, man. Like, it's literally, for the most part, the quitting process has been easy, relatively easy. I mean, obviously, if I was a 2-pack a day smoker, it's going to be a lot harder than smoking half a pack a day was to wean off of.
Right.
But I also know that the weaning process is like, I'd rather go cold turkey and then have the occasional cigarette to like keep the withdrawals down type of shit instead of going from what I have and like kind of weaning down every day. To me, it's a little bit easier that way,
Okay. Okay.
Kind of, you have to like, it's ripping the Band-Aid off, essentially. You got to make sure that you're able to cope without having a cigarette throughout the day. And if you break down and need one here and there, you're not punishing yourself,
I get it. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like the price would keep me away from buying them. I think that, I don't know.
Things are different. I mean, like, again, when I first started smoking 10 years ago, if you go out of county and bought a pack of cigarettes, out of county meaning not in Cook County, because that's the main one here, you go and get it for a third of the price, But if you're in the city and you're paying Cook County prices, you're paying $14 a pack. That's craziness.
Yeah,
so it just depends how you're exposed to it, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Well,
But by the time that it really mattered, like I was hooked already and needed to go and buy,
like, damn it, I done fucked around and got addicted to crack.
But now that I'm older, wiser, have a little bit more willpower, was able to grab it by the horns, I think. So now it's just trying to figure out how to.
That's also ill advice. Like
What?
grabbing a bull by the horns.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't even think you're gonna be able to get close enough to get the bull by the horns.
I probably wouldn't make the attempt to grab a bull's horn by any chance.
The people that dodge bulls right? That's what it's called. Bull dodging.
Bullfighting.
Well, you're not really fighting the bull.
Well, you're not, but they call it bullfighting.
I think
Because you're making the bull fight itself. Because if you're close enough to the wall and you move, boom, smashing his
I
face
think
right
we
into
should
the wall.
start naming things a little bit more literally. Like,
Call a spade a spade.
yeah, call it a bull thrashing, right? Like you can if it's in the wrong angle, you can call it sodomy. Like it's fucked up, but like there's a lot of things you can call it.
Instead of calling it dodge ball, you would call it dodge bull.
ball,
You know?
yeah, you're dodging a ball, right? Dodge ball.
What do they call them? Matadors? Is that what they are? When you're like have the red thing and you're trying to bring the bull to you. And
Do you think
Fuck all that.
do you think they're
How did this start?
now when they're waving that, right? Do you think they're actually doing this, or are they actually quivering? So it's just
They might be. So it looks like they're waving a flag, and then
it's my style. But like, no, it's not. I can't stop shivering.
I don't understand how it got started and why people do it.
I'm sure there's some sort of like explanation behind the tradition of it.
Cultural
Like
significance.
the bull run. Like, who are these fucking stupid assholes?
The running of the bulls, or if you're Borat,
The running of the Jew.
that.
So I don't get it. Like,
Such a fucking idiot.
I
that
don't
guy.
understand people's thoughts behind it. Like, there's a lot of things people do. So I could see why people skydive. Skydive looks cool.
Yeah.
The winged suit that they like to use.
I was just watching the Fresh Prince episode. I think Sarah just saw it for the first time, where Trevor was bungee jumping.
Will you?
He said, "Will you marry me?"
Did he say marry?
And then, of course, Will's over there like, I don't think he's supposed to hit the ground.
Remember,
Like
he was like,
So, I don't think he was supposed to hit the ground like that.
Hillary. Yes, Trevor. She was.
And then for the longest time, every time after
She's like,
she's trying to acknowledge him after that episode. She's like, and then she couldn't think of his name the entire time.
and
I'm
Will's like,
man,
Trevor. But
the
yeah,
worst of all
like
time, but
there are things people do.
yes,
That's one of them, right? But like the winged suit people use when they fly
Squirrel
jump
suit
yeah,
thing.
they jump off the mountains.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, what are you doing
why.
there? What is this?
Who was the first person to be like, I'm gonna test this suit?
I probably recent. I don't think that's like an old thing.
I don't know how new it is. I mean,
No,
like
rich people have fun.
rich people do some weird things.
Like there's that like hoverboard they got a hose in the water.
Oh yeah, that
and you
thing's
just
cool.
I want to try that. So
I would love
much.
to do that for
It's
sure.
something I'd assume only rich people get the chance to do.
I mean, listen, we already know it's no secret that rich people are exposed to things that we can only watch from afar. But I intend to either one day be in that category or rob somebody who is in that category.
Allegedly, or maybe whatever he said. But no, I think about it. It's like there's there's a enclosed like dolphin looking vehicle that goes in and
Yeah.
out. You seen that?
Yeah.
Don't think I'm ever gonna get in that.
Yeah.
Also, probably a little weird, right? Like,
Yeah, but awesome though, I think.
can you imagine? Like you might
Probably
get
terrifying. Like,
disoriented a little
you
bit.
only got so much oxygen.
Yeah, like where's that come from? Where's the oxygen?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's other like what are other things that people with money can do? Anything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not really limited by much.
yeah, like
When money is no object, you're
you
in
know,
good
I
shape.
get that everybody's like, oh, crypto, because money's like, definitely losing its value. But you still can do all the fun shit with it.
I got some advice that said sell everything and buy gold.
I've heard this before. Natural metals and whatnot. Yes,
No, but
precious
gold
metals.
specifically,
Precious
though.
metal.
But like gold specifically.
Oh yeah, why do they say that?
Because it's most valuable.
Yeah, it's high up there right now.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Sell everything. Like, should I sell like my shoe collection, my house? Should I sell my car?
You'd probably make a lot of money.
Sell all my belongings and just buy gold?
You'd probably make some.
But like, it's the same thing, right? Like when you buy shoes and they're dead stocked, and you're like, all right, man, if I need to, I'm gonna turn around and. How often do you actually turn around and try to sell those shoes? They're sitting there.
Yeah, that's what I was actually when I took these out the box today. They were in the box for mad long. They had dust on them. I was like, what the fuck?
And that's why I moved to my plastic bins.
You're right, and it's gonna be done by me soon. But what made me think of, I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, how can people with like hundreds of pairs of shoes deal with life? Like I would assume it's got to give you some anxiety. Like I got to
a
wear
lot.
these.
It's a lot.
You know?
There's, I mean, even like the 50 pairs, 55 pairs that I have, whatever. It's a lot to go through, and there's a lot
It
that
is.
just sit there, and so
They don't get used. You're like, I gotta wear these, and then once you get to the 2, the 3, the 4, the 500 pairs of shoes, like,
But given it, once you have
holy
those,
shit.
well, I don't know. I can't say that if I had 500 pairs that I would use them any differently than if I have 50 pairs. Have
Well,
like a
getting
daily
through- getting-
drivers,
Yeah, but getting through them would be like to wear them to actually feel like they've gotten something. You've gotten something out of them.
Yeah,
Otherwise, they're just a box that's in your room. You know.
yeah. They're a nice little display. They might be if you have a podcast, for instance, you might display them via background.
You're right. I can get that. I get that. Well,
I don't know.
I don't know if that was
Oh,
good.
and since you have talked about your 12s, whether you got the Masters or the Taxis, I think you decide which one and you just give me them. Because to me, they're both a very similar looking
They're
shoe.
very similar, actually.
They look pretty much exactly
white
the same.
and black, black and white.
And I won't force you to give up the flu games because I would probably be upset if the situation was reversed and you asked for those things. Like given, yes, the purples are nice and they're given brand new. However, it's a different level than the flu game to me. So
Maybe so.
So I'll allow you to have that.
All right, well, that sounds good to me. Since we're here, sneakers?
Talk about sneakers.
All right.
Yeah.
What you got on, man?
Well, I threw. They haven't no. They don't go with the outfit at all. But I said, fuck it. It was the eggplant foam posits. I don't know. A shoe that I would love to wear more often, but I also spent $250 on them, and I'm like, well, and that's retail, like that's not even resale cost. So I wear them occasionally, but
Inside.
yeah, inside mostly. When I've taken them out a couple times, but they're one of my favorite aesthetic shoes that I own.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I get it. I get
Like
that.
in the foam posit world, there's better ones to me, but out of the ones I have, it's one of my favorites. So
I get it.
yeah.
All right. Well, I got the flu games.
Okay.
That's it.
Flu games for those who are unaware. Jordan had the flu
When he played that
when he
game.
wore
Yeah.
the 12s. It was a great game.
Twas.
Yeah. So, I think anything that like I felt like covering has been covered on my end. I don't know if there's anything else you want to
I
touch
never
on before
come
we're
in here
done.
really thinking about that. So.
Me neither. I mean, it's funny because like I have a book somewhere in all the podcast shit that like the first, I don't know, 50, 60 episodes,
You
it
had
was just planning. Like
yeah.
every topic was written down. Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't so much a plan of like, oh, we got to go through this. It became like we won't run out of things if we have things backed up, But obviously the last month or so has been kind of a scattered potting schedule, so we have things to talk about. But that's it. I guess that'll do it for 123.
Hopefully, I don't have allergies next week.
Yeah, not next year. We'll be back before that, I think.
Hopefully.
That's the current plan.
Yes.
But I think when we took our year hiatus, it also wasn't planned in advance. No. So, thank y'all for tuning in. If you have not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends. Let them know that we're typically here every week. Sometimes shit just happens. We will make an effort to make sure we are here every week. But again,
We gonna try.
yeah. I think that's all I really got to say.
All right.
So for my brother, my dog, and myself, we love y'all, appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace.
Hopefully.